Hello. What if I told you that designing a great lesson isn't just about the grammar point or vocabulary list, but also about understanding where you're teaching, who you're teaching, and why you're teaching? That's the job of situation analysis, a core concept in curriculum development and teacher planning. Situation analysis is the process of examining all the factors that influence language teaching and learning in a particular context. It helps answer questions like, what are the learner's needs and goals? What constraints do the teachers or institutions face? And what is realistic given the time, materials, and context? Most models of situation analysis include these main areas. 1. Learner factors, so age, background, motivation, proficiency, learning style, the L1 influence. So for example, are they refugees learning survival English, or are they engineers preparing for an IELTS exam? It includes teacher factors. How much training have they got? How much experience? Confidence, native or non-native status, their beliefs about teaching. So for example, a highly qualified teacher might innovate, a novice might stick to the book. There are institutional factors, so curriculum constraints, assessment policies, class size, contact hours, etc. An example, a public school with 40 students and 2 hours a week has very different priorities from a private school with 10 students and 15 hours a week. There are societal and cultural factors, so national language policies, cultural attitudes to education, politics, religion, etc. For example, is English taught for international communication, exam success, or as a foreign language of prestige? There are logistical and physical factors, so the availability of technology, classrooms, books, electricity, the internet, etc., etc. For example, you can plan a tech-integrated lesson in a school such as the one I'm teaching in, but it's very impractical if you don't have Wi-Fi or the requisite devices. And there are time constraints also. What's the course length, the frequency of classes, timing within the academic year? Can you teach critical thinking if you only have 2 weeks to cover the exam syllabus? So why does it matter? Well, imagine planning the same lesson for a monolingual A2 class of teenagers in Japan, a multilingual B2 class of adults in Dublin, a virtual class of Ukrainian students during the unfortunate circumstances that exist in that country today. Each requires a different approach. Without situation analysis, we risk teaching the wrong content, at the wrong pace, in the wrong way. So you might be thinking, isn't this just a needs analysis? Well, not quite. Whereas a needs analysis focuses on the learner, situation analysis focuses on the full teaching context. By contrast to needs analysis, which often involves interviews or texts, situation analysis often involves broader environmental scans. Whereas needs analysis is used to identify learning goals, situation analysis is used to guide curriculum and methodology. So needs analysis is part of situation analysis, but the situation includes more than the learner. So how do you do situation analysis? Here's how you could conduct a basic situation analysis in your school or classroom. So 1, ask the right questions. Who are your learners? What are their goals? What are your limitations? What kind of English do they really need? 2, use mixed methods. Questionnaires, observations, interviews, document review. 3, collaborate. Involve teachers, students, managers, and community stakeholders. 4, summarize findings. Create a profile of your context. learners, goals, resources, constraints. And 5, adapt your approach. Choose or design materials, tasks, and assessments that fit your specific situation. So what are the applications in teaching? Well, here's how situation analysis could change your practice. Curriculum design. Choose topics and skills that are relevant and feasible. Methodology. Dogme or CLIL, say. It depends on your setting. Materials choice. Textbooks or real-world tasks. Assessment. Exams versus portfolios versus performance tasks. And teacher development. What support do teachers actually need? So, some final thoughts. Good teaching isn't just about the content. It's about the context. By doing a proper situation analysis, you create a curriculum that's not just intelligent, but appropriate, adaptable, and effective. Because one size fits all doesn't fit anyone. Thank you for watching.